Hello everybody, Maven here, and today we have to talk about the Manticore. This weapon has been a topic of discussion in a few of my videos over the past couple years, and I've always said how much I despise this weapon. It's the worst exotic weapon in the game. It sucks. I'd rather use the Symmetry than this. Like, it's not at all worth considering. But this weapon did not make an appearance in my recent Peacekeeper's Barodryad video, you know, when the Barodryad got its final form with the one for all and target lock, and I did a build on it, and in that video I tested all of the highest DPS SMGs in the game against Carl. But I did not test the Manticore in that video, and I got some flack for that. I've gotten a ton of Manticore comments over the past several months to a couple years of like people saying, oh, like the Manticore is the best weapon with Peacekeepers, the Manticore is the best exotic in the game, it's my favorite exotic, you don't give it enough respect, you're talking too much trash about it, and you should try it out. And so I finally took your guys' advice, and I decided to see what all the holler is about, and turns out you guys were both right and wrong at the same time. And you ever have one of those moments in life where you just completely forget like the details of something you just didn't probably care about? Well, this happened, and I can't believe it happened because I have a pretty good memory, you know, like growing up kind of on the spectrum, I had like a very good memory for like names and numbers. Like I can name you off all 1025 Pokemon off the top of my head right now. But for some reason, I forgot this one small yet huge detail about the Manticore. And that detail about the Manticore is that like the catalyst says that while you're airborne and you deal damage, you get overshields, and also it increases your mag size gradually, like deconstruct as you deal damage. And I swear this was never here before. I was like, this has to be something that Bungie added recently and probably announced on Twitter or something, and I just didn't see it. Like, this has to be something recent, because I swear what the catalyst always did was while you were airborne, you get damage resistance, and also your damage increases with the Manticore. That's all I thought it ever did. I swear to you, like, I am not kidding. But lo and behold, I was going through some of my folders to look for, like, you know, Manticore gameplay, and I found this video that was from March of 2024. And then I view the video, and there I am at Carl, airborne, getting fed overshields, getting my mag reloaded. So this was over a year ago. Apparently the Manticore always did this, and I knew it did this. It was just a small detail that somehow I entirely forgot about. Maybe I didn't know about it to begin with, and I just didn't realize it was happening as I was doing that clip. I don't know, but my mind was blown. And I wish people emphasize this to me in like the comments. Now, some people did leave comments saying this detail, but it was so minuscule and like unemphasized that I never knew. Everyone's just like, try the Manticore, it's the best, the best, the best, like they're Dave Grohl or something, but they didn't emphasize on why it's the best. And don't get me wrong, I try to read as many of your guys' comments as I possibly can, but there's only so much hours in the day, so I can't, you know, thoroughly read every single comment. So I tend to like skim and gloss over a lot of comments, especially the longer comments. And so when people are vague about the Manticore, I didn't really know what it did, and I had this silly delusion in my head of what I thought it did, apparently. So if somebody would have said like, hey Maven, did you know that the Manticore has like a 200 round magazine while you're airborne? I would have been like, wait, what? That's actually crazy. Let me go and try that out. But nobody ever did. And having a boosted mag size is exactly what the Peacekeepers wants, because you can take advantage of that 100% damage buff that the Peacekeepers provides for a longer duration. So with that said, in my recent Peacekeeper video, we mainly tested SMGs that have some kind of method of boosting your mag size, because that's the best thing you could possibly do for DPS with the Peacekeepers. And I don't know if I'm showing it in the background gameplay, but I'm probably showing replays of a lot of those, you know, SMGs versus Carl like damage tests, so you can kind of see how the Manticore compares. And yes, the Manticore is capable of killing Carl in one magazine, and I thought that was pretty awesome, but unfortunately my opinion on this thing has not changed. Like, yeah, it can do solid single target damage, but it's atrocious at ad clear, because you're basically just killing one target at a time. Like, it desperately needs like built-in destabilizing rounds. Otherwise, like right now, we're kind of just relying on the free volatile rounds we get from our volatile marksman artifact mod that we have in episode Heresy, that will only be here for like another month and a half, and that's about it. After that, it's gonna suffer. And in that Peacekeepers video, it was
Blame Truth here, and how do I even begin to start this video? I've been saying that a lot lately. There's just been a lot on my plate, a lot of meat and potatoes I gotta get through, except in this case, the meat's overcooked and the potatoes are undercooked. So it's just a big fucking mess, really, at the end of the day. However, I got a lot I want to get off my chest, so I guess the best way to start this video is with... Someone said it better than I said it years ago. Let's just play that clip right here.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Now, I don't want this video to be all negative. I do have one single thing to praise, and I can't even believe I'm saying this because I've had pretty much nothing good to say about this since it fucking dropped. But I gotta give credit to Warzone. Warzone is doing one single thing that is carrying this franchise. If Warzone was not doing this one thing, this franchise would already be back to record low numbers. I mean, we're kind of getting there already, and Black Ops 6, I think, is to blame. Before I get into this positive thing, though, if you do play Warzone, you probably know what I'm talking about already. But before I get into it, if you do play Warzone, today's sponsor will help you out a lot. Hell, even if you play Black Ops 6, I don't know why you would. Today's sponsor will help you out a lot as far as frame rate and optimization goes on PC. Let's roll that beautiful exit lag footage, please. Today's video is sponsored by Exit Lag. I've been using Exit Lag since Black Ops 6 first came out because modern Call of Duty games just are not optimized well at all. And Warzone especially, I hear, has a lot of issues on PC. Exit Lag fixes that and fixes a myriad of other issues present in modern day gaming because modern games, I mean, they're just not optimized very well, and Exit Lag fixes all of those issues. Getting Exit Lag is easy. You just go to the site, pick a plan, log in and register, and then choose a payment method, and you are good to go. Once downloaded, you open the software, hit that little button, and then you are left with a ton of options to fully customize your network experience, your FPS experience, etc. You also have like a network analyzer which will analyze your connection and show you any weak points, which is very, very important if you're playing like ranked especially. You do not want to be disconnecting, lagging around, what have you. You have AI routing, which analyzes the routes and then gives you the best possible connection after the fact as well. But my favorite thing has got to be the turning off of the Windows processes to give me like on average about 20 more FPS than before. And I mean, the AI route optimization as well gives me lower ping in games, which is always helpful. So guys, visit the link in the video description for Exit Lag's birthday exclusive offer. Right now you can pay for 6 months and get 6 months. Let's get into the meat and potatoes here. I want to cover the one positive of this video before I get to Activision's most recent transgressions, and man, they are fucking bad. But before I get to that, there's one thing that is carrying this series right now. I want to show you what the player count looks like, though, so you can see what I'm talking about here. And this kind of pretty much solidifies my examples I'm going to give. So the Steam player count as of today, not that great. Now, I am doing this a little bit early, like at 2 p.m. EST, but the 24-hour peak yesterday, we're not even hitting 80,000 concurrents right now. And I think by next weekend, we won't even see it go up to 100K again. Usually on the weekends, it does break 100K, but these numbers just are not great. And I'll be honest with you, it is not Warzone's fault. It's not Verdansk's fault. Nothing is Warzone's fault when it comes to this player count. This is entirely, I'm convinced, this is entirely Black Ops 6. But my God, guys, the stuff I have to show you about this dog shit fucking game today, I can't believe it. I am genuinely tapped the fuck out. Let me just give you a little teaser before I cover the one positive thing I have to say, okay? Yeah, this is legit in your military FPS game from the 90s. I need a beer. I wish I had a beer on me. Anyway, that's just the opening course. We'll get to more later. But I want to cover Warzone. I want to cover the one thing carrying this series. I actually have heard nothing but positive things about Verdansk's new casual mode, where, I mean, again, this just goes to show that they've been fucking lying to you since the start. I have continually said this over the years. Please back me up in the comments section if you know what I'm talking about here, because I've covered this for years, and I've said this for years. This EOMM SBMM system, it's not about player retention. They could give a fuck about player retention as long as they are making ass loads of money. When the player count dips so much that it starts hurting their money, then they'll do things like this. And what am I talking about? The casual mode in Warzone. They added a mode, for those that don't know, in Warzone where you play bots. It's bots and real people. It's kind of like Fortnite's or whatever, Fortnite's mode. And then by doing that, it's just immediately less sweaty, less competitive. SBMM isn't as much of a factor. From what I've heard, SBMM is barely in the mode, and it's very, very random. So for all intents and purposes, this can be considered the no SBMM mode for Warzone, and it is insanely popular. From what I understand, this is all people play as far as Verdansk goes. And if you're in the same boat where this is like all you're playing on Verdansk Warzone, in the comments section below, please share it. I do not blame you at all for playing this. This is like an oasis in a desert. Let's just go through this Twitter poll, this kind of Twitter sentiment gauge I did, and I get it's a small sample size. I get it's just like the people that watch me or maybe come across the Twitter post or whatever, but like if you follow any Call of Duty discussion online, if you've been here a while like I have, you know that it's never like pretty much unanimously positive, ever, no matter what they do. Look at this and tell me when I am telling lies. I mean, from what I understand, this is the only positive thing happening with Call of Duty right now. This is single-handedly keeping the player count afloat. I mean, if you guys don't believe me, I covered where they went like a full free-to-play week with Black Ops 6, where they took Warzone offline or whatever and just made Black Ops 6 free-to-play that day. Not only did it not move the needle, the series actually lost players. So while Call of Duty has a W with Warzone, and I'll give them that, I think overall it's a great update. I really do. Everything else is in the fucking gutter. Call of Duty is not just one mode now. It's not just Warzone. It is the mainline games. It is every mode in those mainline games. Like every single thing is factored into this stupid Call of Duty hub. And quite frankly, Black Ops 6 is sinking this series. Just from what I have seen, I mean, Verdansk is a huge update, and Ghost of Hope even reported that the numbers are up. So it makes no sense that the numbers are down this much already. I get that some people are going to quit Warzone even with the new good update. I get that. I get that Steam's not the entire picture as well. I get that. But Black Ops 6, I mean, we have to be seeing numbers lower than even Vanguard. I know we don't have the data for Vanguard, but just judging from the sentiment of Vanguard, and I've been here for every single Call of Duty since 2007, guys. I know a thing or two about sentiment, and I know how it relates and correlates to the player counts. The sentiment is literally on par, if not lower, than Vanguard right now. Lower than Modern Warfare 2 even. Like, I have never seen the community this sick of the fucking bullshit that they keep shoveling into our mouths every single season. Let me just, like, leave you with the one image I saw that made me want to never play this franchise again. And I don't think I'm alone here. If you are with me, comment below. I'm just gonna show you the image, and then we're gonna follow up on it. I'm sorry, but what the fuck is this shit? Seth Rogen and Jay and Silent Bob on this cringy purple, pink, pastel color fucking, like, Nuketown with weed references. Yeah, they're making, like, a weed reference Nuketown called Blaze Town. What? Just a few weeks after 420? Would it even be cool on 420? No, I don't think so. This is so, like, I'm sorry. I don't really partake in, I'm not a huge fan of that. I had a bad experience with some edibles one time. Just a really kind of nightmarish psychosis with Joseph and his doors, you know? So I just haven't really done it since. But if I still, like, partook in this particular hobby, if I saw this and how fucking cringy and uncool it is, I would just quit. I would find something else to smoke. Maybe I'd move on to meth or something. I don't know. The point is that, my God, man. Why is this in Call of Duty? Like, I'm sorry. Where is the aura that this game used to have? Can I just cut to something? Can I cut to something and show you guys something from the old days? Like, where is that aura in my multiplayer content now? Where is that? Where are those trailers? I can't even show you the Activision trailer, but rest assured, it is cringy, and rest assured, absolutely no one cares. Within like an hour and a half of this being uploaded, the Season 3 Reloaded multiplayer map trailer, it's got like 8,000 views, a quarter of the ratings are dislikes. No one cares! It's cringy, stupid bullshit, and it's driving players away in droves. Oh, wait, there's more though. There's more cringe for you, don't worry. Did you guys know that you can buy the Seth Rogen event pass? Whoa! This guy who, as far as I know, on Twitter at least, is kind of a cunt and also hasn't been relevant in quite some time. Don't forget that if you buy the Jay and Silent Bob bundles along with this, it's the price of an entire full game. Yeah. So if you want to look like a cringy douchebag, you can buy all three when you could have just bought, I don't know, like Oblivion Remastered or something like that. You got like 300 hours of gameplay that doesn't insult your intelligence, but maybe you want your intelligence insulted. Maybe the people still playing Black Ops 6 want to be fucking retarded at some point in their life, so by all means, man, more power to you if that's the case, but everyone else is sick of it. Now, I showed you guys the sentiment as far as Verdansk goes, right? Let's look at this and tell me it's not the polar opposite. This is also from a Twitter thread. This is from someone who is not critical of Call of Duty. I mean, he is to a point, but it's Charlie Intel. It's not me, like, trashing the game and getting replies. Keep in mind, I am mainly critical about Call of Duty, and people, when I asked them a question about Warzone Verdansk casual mode, had nothing but positive stuff to say, pretty much. Let's compare and contrast to this to see why multiplayer is flat out dying. I mean, guys, I'm sorry. This is just embarrassing. Like, I would be ashamed to say I play this game in 2025. I would. Like, if a stranger on the street saw me, I play this. I'm sorry. Player is flat out dying. I mean, guys, I'm sorry. This is just embarrassing. Like, I would be ashamed. I mean, guys. Guys, I'm sorry. This is just embarrassing. Like, I would be ashamed to say I play this game in 2025. I would. Like, if a stranger on the street saw me wearing, like, my old Call of Duty Black Ops 2 t-shirt in the wild. I still have that, by the way. I don't think it fits anymore. But if I was wearing that in the wild and someone said, "Hey, man, you like Call of Duty?" I'd be like, "No, get away from me, dude. You reek of pineapple vape juice and bong resin. Get away from me, Zoomer." No, seriously though, like I wouldn't admit that I played this game in 2025. It's just very, very uncool. I would much rather admit that I play, like, I don't know, Fortnite or Roblox or something before this crap. It's that cringy. So I don't know, man. can we reach a middle ground? Can we reach a middle ground? I understand these skins sell well to the weird losers out there. I get that. But can I just have like a little checkbox I can tick that says like, I don't know, see only skins default in game, see no store content? Like, I know they'll never do that because they want to subliminally advertise to me, but as of the last video, maybe we actually will get it because they're continually being sued by people for like dark practices involving psychological manipulation, especially towards minors. So maybe if I just say I'm like 12 or something, I mean, will they even let me play the game then? I'm sure they will. I mean, they're peddling drugs to children with these bundles, first and foremost. But aside from that, they're also peddling like bad gambling addiction habits with their psychological manipulation EOMM system and ways to get you into the store. I mean, they're on video at Amazon Web Services conferences like saying this stuff, saying how they want to navigate people to the store and increase retention and all that. So I don't know, man, would it kill them, especially after they get sued dozens of times and lose, to just allow me to turn off these skins? Just allow me to check a box and say, hey, I don't want to see this garbage in my military 90s Gulf War shooter. And the people that buy these will never know. I get that they want to display them and display their social awkwardness to the entire lobby, their lack of a job to the entire lobby. I get that, but like, I personally don't want to see it, and they're never gonna know that I don't see it, so why would it be a problem? Or here's a better idea where everyone is happy. Put in skins that fit the theme of the game, paid content that fits the theme of the game. Where is like John Wick, James Bond? You know what I mean? You have so many crossovers you can do that would make sense, and yet you're giving us Ninja Turtles and Jay and Silent Bob and Seth Rogen. Fuck off! You know, they kind of had some cool stuff going with Cold War. Admittedly, they had Rambo, they had John McClane, they had Ghostface, which at the very least is 90s. I mean, yeah, it's a little silly, but it's the 90s, although Cold War was the 80s, wasn't it? Well, I guess they messed that up, never mind. The point is that you can do a lot of 90s themed stuff, but when I boot up this game, it feels nothing like a 90s war game. It feels like David Lynch on hallucinogenics mixed with some Zoomers like strange dreams. I hate it. It makes me nauseous, dude. It makes me physically ill. Something needs to change drastically with this series, guys. I've reported on Black Ops 7 and I've reported on Modern Warfare 4 in the last video as well. If you missed that, check it out. I kind of combine a lot of topics into just one video nowadays and make it 20-30 minutes long. But if you go and check out that video and check out those portions, I mean, Black Ops 7 and Modern Warfare 4 are both sounding not very good. It's just not gonna cut it. I mean, you have GTA 6 coming out supposedly this year. You have Battlefield 6 coming out, and it seems like they're actually trying again and going back to what brought them to the dance in the first place. Charlie Intel even reported that Battlefield 6 content is getting more engagement than Call of Duty content on his Call of Duty run Twitter. Like his Call of Duty themed news Twitter. That's not a good sign. You saw the views for the Season 3 multiplayer trailer or whatever, the Season 3 Reloaded multiplayer trailer. No one gives a fuck. I get more views than this YouTube channel with millions of people subscribed to it. Like, this is not good. I'm sorry. I understand that Verdansk is a good thing. I understand that the casual playlist that they've implemented is a good thing, but they can't even get that right. They're like looking into it because apparently too many sweats are playing the mode and they're trying to fix that or something like that. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm not a sweat, quote unquote, but something like that. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm not a sweat trying to fix that or something like that. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm not a sweat, quote unquote, but when I play a game enough, I naturally get better because that's just how I am. I like getting better at video games. I'm sorry, but This is how I am. It's not like I'm doing anything different. If I choose to play this casual mode and I run into this like demon and then I run into Timmy No Thumbs, well then that's just how the cookie fucking crumbles, man. That's how it was back in the day before this manipulative psychological torture was bestowed upon us all. But guys, I guess that's gonna do it for me. A little bit shorter video, 20 minutes still. A little bit shorter video just to kind of let you guys know about how we have hit rock bottom with Call of Duty multiplayer. Black Ops 7 is going to be a disaster unless they change course now. You cannot wait. You cannot wait till that game comes out this year. You need to do this now. You cannot bundle it with old games. It will not work. This series needs a cleanse. I'm glad that Warzone is going in a better direction, but with the screenshot I just showed you about the Warzone director thinking about messing with the casual mode, like, that's not even a for sure thing. Like, the player counts are not good. Black Ops 6 has to be hitting record lows. We need something. We need a change now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. Peace out.
I moved a few more things around in my room, but now I'm positioned directly under this light, and the shadows on my face make me seem like I'm sitting in an interrogation chamber from L.A. Noire. Looks like that scene from The Dark Knight when Batman keeps hitting the Joker's head on the table. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but for now it's going to have to do. I'm just going to be looking a little odd here. Last year, I was talking about an ongoing situation with an obsessed Twitch viewer that ended up taking a 700-mile journey, like he was going down the Oregon Trail, fording rivers and battling dysentery, to arrive at a Twitch streamer's house he was obsessed with, her name is Just Foxy, to light her car on fire, and seemingly trying to light the entire house on fire, because this was a blazing inferno. It was a big fire. Now, at the time, there was a lot of information still unknown. All we had was some of the surveillance camera footage, which I'll briefly show you. But I just learned 10 days ago, a YouTube channel called Midwest Safety posted the entire body cam of the situation, as well as that Twitch chatter's arrest.
On my car, on the hood, and some pot. And he lit some...
There's a chessboard across. All right. There's a puzzle in Eris's world. All right. Let's go see. I'm being told there's something inside this place.
The other day, Bungie randomly decided to hide 60 chess pieces across the game for players to go and find. Collecting all of them right now will give you a triumph, a few strange coins via your triumphs, and that's kinda it. Translation, you know when you're in the Nether activity normally and you find a random side objective like following a white Toland orb around the area until it finally reveals a secret chest? Well, every time you're in the Nether and you do a secret side objective like that, you have a chance of being rewarded with a Nether secret chest piece. You can earn up to a max of 9 chest pieces by doing this, so in short, when you're doing the Nether, go out of your way to do every little secret side objective you know of until you've gotten all 9 Nether secret chest pieces. And by the way, even if you relaunch the Nether and you find a secret you've already done, doesn't matter. Do it again. You can do it again and again and again until you've gotten all on. Why don't we start off with the off Dretchu? To stay organized, I put together this master chart of how many pieces there are in each. Next, the Hall of Souls. First, from where you spawn in, there should be one way up high. Turn around and jump up the ledge against the back wall and jump up a pillar and then jump forward way up to a very high ledge. Jump up a pillar way up high. Next, the Hall of Souls. First, from where you spawn in, there should be one way up high. Next, the Hall of Souls. First, from where you spawn in, there should be one way up high. Turn around and jump up the ledge against the back wall and jump up a pillar and then jump forward way up to a very high ledge. A piece should be up there. The second one can be found in another offshoot room with kind of a brown orangey glow, hard to describe. Jump up on a nearby pillar, then continue jumping up in order to get on top of this giant weird looking hive column. The piece should be way up at the top of the column. The next one is in an odd location. Facing the middle of the map and the right side of the final boss area, turn around and look down. The piece should be back on a ledge tucked way in the corner of the map. Next should be the final boss and the Hall of Souls in that hallway with all the taken thrall statues. A piece should be tucked against one of the walls near in that hallway with all the taken thrall statues. A piece should be tucked against the Hall of Souls in that hallway with all the taken thrall statues. A piece should be tucked against the giant taken orb, usually where the boss is, and start jumping up. Taking out your ghost should help you find hidden ledges that you can jump on top of, and again, you're just heading way up. Eventually, you'll reach the top of a giant hive cable way high up in the map. The piece is up at the top of that cable. Go way up there and get it. Next, in the room that looks like this, head up the little hill in the right side of the room. then find and go through a random doorway into an otherwise small empty room. The chest piece should be there on the other side of the doorway. The last one in this area is a little annoying to get to. You have to take those little hive tunnels to get into a dark cave, and the piece will be over in a small dirt pile. Moving on to the founts, there will be
Construction is underway on the new laboratory space, Warlock.
other day, Bungie randomly decided to hide 60 chess pieces across the game for players to go and find. Collecting all of them right now will give you a triumph, a few strange coins via your triumphs. There should be 5 here total. The first is basically right exactly when you spawn into the mausoleum. Just turn around and it should be right there back up against the wall. The next one is at the far end of the mausoleum at the very back left of the area. Jump up onto a high ledge and the piece should be way up there, tucked away against the wall. Next, head to the area in the mausoleum where you would normally fight the final boss of the area, the big ogre. Leap up there among the taken tentacles and it should be way out there down in the middle of a rock pile. The next one should also be out in the same taken tentacle area, but this one should be closer to the ledge where you spawn in and further away from the taken ogre boss. Drop under the ledge and it should be there among some rocks. The final one should also be out in the taken tentacle area along the same side as where you spawn into the mausoleum. Hug the wall and it should be tucked away in a dark little corner. Kinda hard to spot. Again, remember to use your radar to help you find it. All right, while we're on the subject of the Nether, there are certain chess pieces that aren't found in exact locations, but rather are under the umbrella of Nether secrets. Translation, you know when you're in the Nether activity normally and you find a random side objective like following a white Toland orb around the area until it finally reveals a secret chest? Well, every time you're in the Nether and you do a secret side objective like that, you have a chance of being rewarded with a Nether secret chest piece. You can earn up to a max of 9 chest pieces by doing this, so in short, when you're doing the Nether, go out of your way to do every little secret side objective you know of until you've gotten all 9 nether secret chest pieces. And by the way, even if you relaunch the nether and you find a secret you've already done, doesn't matter. Do it again. You can do it again and again and again until you've gotten all 9 chest pieces. You can do them repeatedly. The hidden chest room where you interact with the Thrall statue and sacrifice a bit of your health to open up a chest is a great one in particular, by the way, because you can get 3 pieces all in one go. All right, the pieces under the why don't we start off with the off Dreadnought pieces, of which there are 11. The first can be found on Europa. Land at the Beyond area and the piece in total. We'll start with the Trenchway depths. Next, the Hall of Soul. Moving on to the Fountain. There should be 5 installation. You know when you're in the Nether activity normally and you find a random side of
presence of the winter forest. None of it matters.
Too late. I don't love you anymore.